So here's the example. Let's talk again. The example that I was giving you was about me running Antwerp 10 miles for 7 years. Back then, I had no idea that what life is trying to teach me, because every year I was just randomly, first year I randomly signed up, second year also I signed up, and I continued to do that for 7 years until the 8th year. I think I was not prepared for it, and I even though I signed up, I backed off, and I didn't even though I participated, I didn't join the run, and I walked back home. And since then I have not really run, and that's something, a big challenge for me, but I will not go into that for now. So the reason I'm giving you this example, and that I was mentioning in the video, in one of the previous videos, I'm going to link it, put a link in the description box for all those who want to listen to that also. So this, I'm going to try to sum it up in a very, I hope I can link it in the right precise words. So I'm going to link this 7 years of running with 7 lifetimes that a soul puts with our 7 lifetimes, for example. Because even I myself am surprised that I ran 7 years and then I just gave up, kind of. I would not say give up, but yeah, kind of took a break. For me to learn this lesson after all these years, that this is coming out in the form of a video to explain it to everybody. So the first year when I signed up for it, I had absolutely no clue what I was signing up for. I had no experience participating in a city run, an organized marathon, or some 10 miles or something. I had never considered myself sporty, even though I was quite active at the gym and running and spinning and aerobics and stuff like that. I was pretty active, but I had never really considered myself as sporty enough for me to even sign up for such an event. I just happened to randomly hear a couple of friends were signing up, and I signed up with them. I didn't really train for it on the roads, even though I was going to run on the road. I was just so basically I had no idea what I'm putting myself into. Now, coming back to how we are linking this, is when a soul takes a life form again, you have no idea what you're putting yourself into. You have no idea what your form is going to be, what your next life is going to be like. It's just that one fine day you've gathered enough karma that it just becomes another lifetime for you, and this is how our lifetimes continue in different forms, in different scenarios. So linking this 10 miles with a lifetime would be like, you're on a starting point. You are born. You're on a starting point. Maybe a couple of souls that are also born around the same time in the same family or something. We can't be sure of that. But most of the times you're born and they're complete strangers around you in a way. Even though they are your family, you don't know as a baby, right? Same way when you're starting at the starting line of a race, you don't know who's next to you. Even though you've signed up with friends and you are standing next to one, you'll come to realize that by the end of the race, you've either lost your friend or you're reaching the finish line either alone, or there are some random people around you that you don't even know. But that's something when I go to it. So when you're starting, it's same way in life. You're starting with complete strangers. They eventually become your friends, and family is a different matter, and same way I started off, and I had no idea what I was putting myself into. This road was mapped out, of course. So is our lifetime pretty much mapped out. It's pretty much mapped out from starting point to the end point, the finish line, which is the death line. So it's pretty much mapped out, and you are having certain, I would say, every kilometer I would link it to every year. How about that we are living. And so every year, every kilometer that I was running, the first time I was running, I was like, okay, I didn't really know. Sometimes it is best you don't know what you're putting yourself into, otherwise you will just create some kind of unnecessary thoughts and emotions, and you might just back off. So you just put yourself, you have enough courage that yeah, you've trained enough, let me just go through it, run through it. And even though life is not a race, I would say, even though life is not a race, it's just to give you an example that I'm linking it with my Antwerp 10 miles and lifetimes. The reason is very simple. For 7 years I was running 10 miles only. I never jumped up to, I never got that courage or even that inkling that I should try for a 42 kilometers or a full marathon, or even half a marathon. 16 kilometers, I stuck to 16 kilometers. Never even went. But that's because I never considered myself as a sport. Even though I was running, even though I was active, it's something in your self-image that if you don't consider yourself, or there are other factors that don't allow you to think on those lines, that yes, why don't you try for a half a marathon, or why don't you even dream of a full marathon? Why don't you even dream of that? And the reason is there are other factors in your life that doesn't allow you to dream that big. For me, I was young. I had 3 kids. They were quite young, and for me that came first, and running came second. So training for running, having that running shoes, coaching, or that kind of how do I say this, knowledge to run a marathon, you need to have that kind of a practice, that kind of a coaching or whatever. Because I couldn't think that I could have that. I never dreamt that big. So that is completely different. So coming back to that point, 7 years I was running the same race, finishing around the same time. The timeline I would finish the race was, the 10 miles was 1 hour 40 to 1 hour 50. That was my time frame, plus minus a few minutes here and there. But I never improved my time game, in the sense I never really ran that fast that I would finish it in 1 hour 30 minutes or whatever. I never really set myself that goal. The only goal was, I am enrolling myself for this race, and this is, I'm going to finish it. Same way in life, most of the times we enter a lifetime that I'm going to be born, and I'm going to run through it or walk through it, and I'm going to die, or I'm going to reach the finish line, whatever. And the average year is what? Pretty much whatever your average year would be, you live that average year, you know what I mean? So this is what I did for 7 years, not even thinking that I should jump up, dare to train for 21k or 42k or something on those lines. So once you keep on running for 7 consecutive years, it's the same thing. Imagine you running through or walking through or living through the similar life for 7 years. It's just different scenarios. The weather changes, the people around you have changed. You've probably wearing different gym gear or running gear. Your numbers on your, they give you a number, a participant number. Your numbers have changed. The weather has changed. The people around you has changed. Maybe you are more confident in this lifetime, in this race. This year I was more, probably after running a couple of years, I was pretty much confident, right, that I can run it. And even if I get tired or I need to slow down, I know what to do. I had a couple of years of experience, right? So same way in life, the soul also knows that, after all these I would not say soul, the psyche part of us knows that I've lived similar lifetimes. I just keep on changing the body forms, the clothes, I would say body forms. I would change personas. I would change the culture. I would change the weather I'm living in. I would change all the external conditions. But what internal I never really changed as a soul, as a psyche, as a spirit was, why didn't I level up to a 21k? Why didn't I level up or train myself or gather enough good karma that I have a coach, I have the best of gear, I have all the surrounds, I would say, favorable conditions of life that allows me to fully, completely train to become a runner, professional runner for that matter. Why did I just run randomly for 10 miles for 7 years? Like, why did I just live randomly or a mediocre life for 7 lifetimes, just in different countries or different life forms for that matter? It's just that we don't remember. You know what I mean? If this is the point, I hope you're trying to understand. I hope you understood what I'm trying to tell you here when I'm linking this. Again, I repeat, life is not a race. But it's just to give you an idea that how we put ourselves through different lives doing the similar mediocre within the confinements of our box. We don't really jump up and down, like beyond that, until I pulled myself down. I actually pulled myself down, meaning I pulled myself out of that race that I had signed up for, and since then I have not run, is what I'm trying to tell you here. The same way, one lifetime will come that you will really pull yourself down, and until you wish for something, because the more you pull yourself down, the more you will wish yourself to be higher. You know, like a catapult, you pull back as much, and then you release that, then this catapult would the rock in the catapult would really fly high. You know what I mean? Go far is what I would say. If you can imagine the catapult example that I'm giving you. So coming back to the race. So each year, the first year, I was quite nervous. I had no experience, blah, blah, blah. But something in me said, yes, I can do it. Let's just do it. So sometimes when you're not experienced enough, you don't know, but you just go through it. Now, the second year, I was quite nervous because now I already knew the route, the 10 miles of the route. I had already experienced the... I knew where I was. I knew by what kilometer I'm going to slow down. Exactly. I had already, how do I say this? Put myself in a box that this is. I had put myself in a. I had only put myself in a box. Imagine that I can do this and I cannot do this. And after this kilometer, I'm going to be slowing down, but I will slow down, but I will continue to run, blah, blah, blah. You know, you've already created these scenarios in your mind. Imagine that. And that is what creates nervousness, because you've already put yourself in a box, unfortunately. Because of the first experience that I had, I was not wearing the right shoes, and by the end of it, I had blisters. I was carrying a waist kind of a pouch to keep the essentials, which was hindering. It felt like a baggage that a runner needs to be light, and stuff like that. There are a lot of things that I learned in my first Antwerp 10 miles that I should not be doing. That's one example. The second year, and I went on for 7 years. Another thing, when I received the medal, I was feeling quite happy that I received a medal. But a part of me was not even ready to acknowledge that medal. For years, I have not acknowledged a medal. If I have earned something, I have won something, I could not accept that win, because I always felt that I could have done better, and then that medal didn't have that much of a value, which I realized was my own mistake in my life which pulled me down, because instead of lifting myself up and appreciating the medal that I received, I did not value that medal, even though I have 7 medals as a finisher medal. That is my mistake in life. I never really appreciated, I never really shared that win with anybody, so to speak. Same way in life, if you have done stuff in life which you should be proud of and you've not, it's I would say, share your happiness, share your wins, celebrate the wins, which I did not do. It's my mistake, I admit that. coming back to the race. Now the important points that I'm going to make is that it's already a 15-minute video, but I need to talk. I cannot just. So when you start the race, there are three things. You're starting maybe with friends, maybe not. You're starting alone. But what will happen is that you can't keep up. If you want to finish the race in a certain time, you need to run on your own. You will find yourself starting with some people. In the middle, there'll be people ahead of you, going behind you. You will overtake other people. That is irrelevant. You will, when you reach the finish line, you're gonna probably don't even recognize. You're gonna be so tired that you don't even recognize who's around you after that, unless you have friends who are cheering you up and receiving you at the finish line. That would be like souls who've already crossed over and they are trying to cheer you up, like, come, you know. One more important thing in this race was that you will pass through, in each lifetime we pass through a dark tunnel, and it is so dark and it feels like a never-ending tunnel of darkness. But remember, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we've heard this phrase, and quite literally I faced this in my Antwerp 10 miles. It's how amazingly that they placed this the 15th kilometer, I would say, was the 14th kilometer. When the last 2 kilometers are so tough, the 14th kilometer you are entering a dark tunnel, which is a kilometer or a 1.5 kilometer tunnel, and that running that tunnel is getting through that tunnel is a tough one. If you've been running for 14 kilometers already, and that feels so dark. Especially for a novice runner, I would say, an amateur runner, if you've just trained enough but not enough. Same goes, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you will come out of that tunnel. Rest be assured. In the same way in life too, there will be dark tunnels in life. If you've trained enough in your previous lifetimes, or you've trained enough, you will run through it. You will slow down, but be assured that you will get through that, and you will see the end, the light at the end of the tunnel. And in fact, you will come out of the tunnel also in life. And each lifetime it will happen to us at least once. Sometimes it comes at the end, or it doesn't matter when the tunnel comes, but we each have to go through that dark tunnel. Same way in this race, same way in life. You know, this was one point I wanted to make. Another point is that you do not know who you're starting with. You might not end up with the same person that you start with, unless you've decided with your friends that okay, we're gonna run at the same pace. Then you run at the same pace through the same lifetime. You're gonna run at the same pace from start to the finish. But not necessary. Even if you agree to it, not necessary it happens. You may slow down, the other person may slow down, the other person may quit. A lot of things can happen, and so that is why in this race of life, in this walk of life, I would say, or a race of life, or whatever, in this lifetime, be prepared to start with some people but finish with some other people. And throughout that journey you will meet a lot of people. Doesn't mean you slow down. Even if you have to slow down, keep your own speed, understand yourself, and slow down when the need be. Catch up on the speed when you can. The uphills, there will be uphills, there will be downhills, there will be cobbled roads, the weathers will change, a lot of things. There will be people around to cheer you up as you slow down when you're struggling. Be assured there will be people there at different points in your timeline to cheer you up. So don't worry on that, but be prepared that this entire race that you're running, walking, living through, be prepared that it's going to be you with you 100% throughout, and others will come and go, and you have to let them go. Your job is to run to your full potential, challenge yourself, because each lifetime we've been running the same way, we've been walking the same way. This lifetime, what are we going to do? Are we gonna maybe improve on our time frame? Are we gonna, run for a cause? Why are we running? First of all, why have we participated in this lifetime anyways? How about that? Why have we participated in this life journey? What is our goal going to be? How are we going to be helping others who are running next to us also? And we each are running, we each are slowing down, so be kind. We also know how it feels to run. We also know how it feels to be going through struggles in life or happiness in life. So there are some professional runners who will run fast, just like there are some people who have everything in life and they have everything good going for them. Then there are some people, are you understanding me? Because I don't want this to be a very long video, which is already a 20-minute video, but I hope you got something of value. I'm linking this race. Even though life is not a race, it is meant to live. But I'm saying in each lifetime that you are being born, are you going to live the same, or are you going to do something different? Is the question that I'm ending this video with. Yeah. Okay. Bye.